before I start, everyone can hear me good? At the back, everyone happy?
I think your mic is not on. So your mic
What I have in my hand here is one thing that gave me terrible nightmares when I was a kid. Yes, the vaccination shot. Still afraid of it. That's why I don't like going to doctors. But it got me thinking, is it possible to change this into this? Yes? You hear a lot of shock and awe. But what I mean, is it possible to dispose of the vaccine and create a vaccine inside this banana that I can eat and still get vaccinated against a certain virus? Might seem like science fiction, but it's actually quite science fact. Let me demonstrate how. First thing we need to know, inside a vaccine, we have inactivated virus particles. So, what looks like a cocktail over here, it's actually my virus particle. Okay, it's inactivated. It means when I inject the vaccine into my bloodstream, it does not make me sick, but it does kickstart my immune system to protect me against future infections from the same virus. Okay, the most traditional vaccines are inactivated virus particles, but technically speaking, I can throw this away. All that I need is this little umbrella, which represents a protein that is made on the surface of the virus, by the virus cell. Now, is it possible to take this protein, okay, and produce it inside a plant? And the answer is yes. There are two ways in which we can do this. Firstly, we can use a bacterium. So, I have a little bacterium here, we call him Steve. Okay? Steve has the DNA blueprint of the protein attached to its own DNA. It can infect the plant, incorporate this DNA into the plant's DNA, okay, and then the plant will express that, or produce that certain virus vaccine. If I then should eat the flower, which I would not suggest, rather eat a banana, okay, I'll be vaccinated. Other way I can do this is with a BB gun. Yes, scientists do have fun. We play with toys, okay. It's a lot more complicated than this BB gun, a lot smaller, and we use smaller particles, but essentially it works on the same principle. I have a small ball over here that I coat with the stuff that has fallen on the ground there. I shoot the plant, and then the plant will start expressing my protein. So you might ask, why do this? And the answer is, Edmund Burke once said, the only way for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. If I can express my vaccine inside my banana, it will be more easily distributed throughout the African nations, and it might lead to better vaccine production, or cheaper vaccine. Thank you.
Here in Grahamstown. From the presentation that you made in Johannesburg, I've seen huge improvement, and I think the masterclass probably contributed to that. And also, well done for being the first one up. I'm sure the nerves were quite suffering. This is the final, so it's going to be very critical in your hard and you. I found your props too cluttered. There were too many props, and it was just cluttered. If you had used one prop and illustrated your point through one prop, I think I would have followed the story much closer. But I still like your slow and conversational style and your charismatic nature. Very well done. Thank you.
Apples. Why did you choose bananas and apples?
It's the easiest fruit to find in Grahamstown. They did not have any toys that I can buy, so I can have one. They did have apples and they did have bananas.
Thank you. Thanks.
No, I also would agree that there were too many props, but I think the message was great. To use things that people would understand, to move away from fear to something that people will be more accepting to, and then to unpack the complexity of the way in which you create vaccines was very commendable. Well done.
Thank you very much, Barend.